Here's my campsite at Maple Park Campground in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I arrived a couple of days ago, and fortunately the people next to me left the day after I got here. They had a bunch of little kids, including a newborn baby. Now I'm surrounded by adults in this immediate area. I reserved this spot a few months ago, and tent sites were all they had left. A tent site means 20 amp electrical, which is what houses have, not 30 amp, which is what I need to run my air conditioner. But there's no hot days in the forecast, so 20 amp is all I'll need this week. I just moved my van forward away from this tree. There's a dead branch and cracks in the bark. I've seen so many YouTube videos of trees and campgrounds falling on RVs and destroying them. Campgrounds don't even cover damages. In the fine print they call it an act of God. It seems to happen more often than traffic accidents or any kind of theft. Just this week I saw a couple post on YouTube that they were trapped in their trailer after a tree fell on it. So I'm going to be mindful of trees. But right now we're headed to the dog pond for a swim. Ah, the simple life, reading a book in a hammock. This campground is so big that people get around in golf carts. This place is 600 acres with 600 campsites. This is not the biggest park though. There's an RV park in Myrtle Beach that has almost 3,500 campsites. They still make Airstreams. I'd like to see if I can rent a golf cart just for the fun of it. I don't know if Shrimpy would like it though. 99% of the license plates here are from Massachusetts, so I guess it's people that just want to spend their vacation by a lake during the day and a campfire at night, not drive to any place unusual. I don't know if I'd want to spend the entire summer in one place like a lot of people do. I get antsy, and Shrimpy and I like to see different scenery when we hike. Golf cart parking lot for the beachgoers. Shrimpy is always very curious when we're at a new place. She really enjoys novelty. This will be her first time really swimming. I put her in Johnson's Pond at home for a few seconds, but she got a little freaked out. For this trip, I bought her a life preserver so she doesn't have to rely on paddling those skinny legs so much. Life really seems to revolve around the lake at this place. Dogs aren't allowed on these beaches, so I won't be spending any time sitting at this lake. We'll be at the dog beach or the dog park, or walking around looking at all the different RVs. A lot of these RV parks have their own hiking trails. We'll have to see if we can find some. This area here is for fishing. This RV park has a security guard and a security gate you have to go through to come in. The one in New Hampshire did too. The two in Pennsylvania did not. Boat parking. Good thing we like walking. This is quite a walk. This is the 4th RV park I've stayed at. So far, I like the one in New Hampshire the best. It wasn't geared towards kids. There was ample space between the campsites. The campsites all had tree cover. I prefer to park my van in the shade. I stayed in an RV park in Pennsylvania for one night that would be considered a boutique campground. It was small. It had a man-made lake, manicured grounds with flowers, a chalet for weddings, and it was the most expensive one I've stayed at. $55 for a weeknight. That swan hissed at Shrimpy, but I saw it taking food right from people's hands. Dog hater. The one in New Hampshire also had so many great hiking trails, including the Appalachian Trail nearby. And it was the least expensive of the 4 campgrounds. The one in Amish country was cool just because I got to see so many Amish. Here's the dog pond. Shrimpy's assessing the situation. I bought water shoes just for the occasion so I can walk around in the water with her. Come on.
Good swim, honey. Good.
She did very well for her first time. We'll come back again. We're going to do a little exploring. This campground has its own cranberry bogs. How very Massachusetts. A quiet little enclave away from the rest of the park. Pirates Cove. Seems to be just adults here. And they probably stay the entire season by the looks of the elaborate decorations. I wouldn't mind staying in this area. So quiet.
He's a little shy.
Apparently the park is celebrating Christmas in July. There's an antique fire truck full of people that drives around every afternoon with a siren blaring. There it is in the distance. I'm looking out my van window at my neighbors setting up a projection screen so they can have a big screen viewing experience while camping. I saw 2 RVs with giant flat screen TVs mounted on the exterior of their vehicles. There's the fire truck again. These lights on my van aren't just for decoration. It's so I can find my van after we go for our nightly walk. Campgrounds are pitch dark at night, except for campfires and decorative lights. It's lively here at night without being noisy. People are singing Christmas carols. The game room is closed for the night. No rest for the wicked. There's a body of water behind my campsite, and I want to see if we can walk there. What I like about these commercial campgrounds is that if you break the rules, if you're noisy after 10 o'clock at night, you will be asked to leave. When I stayed on federal land in Arizona, there was a volunteer camp host who didn't do anything about people blasting their music late at night. That's really steep and covered in dried leaves. Nope, not doing it. Shrimpy has the dog park all to herself. There's one area for small dogs and one for big dogs. Let's go see if they have any golf carts for us. So all the golf carts are rented out for the rest of the week. You have to reserve in advance. So we went swimming. Good girl. And swimming. Good girl. And swimming. And we loved it. Good girl. I would come back here just for this. Get the stick. Atta girl. Drop. Get the stick. Here you go. Good girl. What a good girl.